All right, good afternoon, everyone. It's Tuesday with Bookkeepers on Fire, and we are here with Phyllis Deitz, who is from Texas, has an amazing bookkeeping firm. She has 4 or 5 employees, mom of 3, top 100 ProAdvisor, top 50 CAS accounting practices, has, and this is fun, 2 horses, dog, 3 cats, if I got that right, 1 chicken, and 3 ducks, right?
Yeah, you got it. So, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me
Oh, we're
on.
thrilled that you took the time with
Yeah,
all those people you have to manage. You got
yeah,
your husband, 3 kids, and 5 employees.
yes, yep. They
When do
keep
you
me
find
busy.
when do you find time for yourself?
Not very often, but I fit a massage on Saturday right in between errand running and a birthday party, and it was awesome. So
Was it
make it happen.
a grown-up birthday party or a kid's birthday
It was a
party?
birthday party.
It's
Yeah,
a what?
a kid.
Oh well.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. So,
So what do you do for fun?
what do I do for fun? Man, I love music, going to music concerts. I love going to sporting events. I'm a big Aggie football fan here. I just bought tickets to go see Mel Robbins in April. So I'm excited
Oh, that's
about that.
exciting.
Yeah, she's
Where's
coming to
she going to be talking?
Sugarland. So
Okay.
it's near Houston. Yep. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, just time with family is my number one,
Right.
sitting around the dinner table when we can get all 5 of us there. That's probably my top thing that I love.
I think
So
that was my favorite too growing up. Every night my mom had dinner on the table at 5:30, and
yeah,
we'd hear
it
my
is
brother Eric complain, "Oh, I don't want this food."
right. Yep. That's my 8-year-old. Yep. But we don't have it every night. So we definitely treasure the nights that we have. So.
Yeah, that's great. So, what's your favorite band? Which music concerts do you like to go to?
Oh man, I love Drew Holcomb. He's kind of a folk singer, and his wife Ellie Holcomb. Lots of folk music. There's this guy called Andrew Peterson. Love Brandy Carlisle. I've never gone to
Oh, I
see
love
her.
her too.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
yes.
awesome. Let's see. I
Have you
don't
seen
know.
her in concert?
I haven't. She's on my list. So, but kind of all of the above, as long as I can understand the words they're saying. So, if I can't understand it, it's not for me. So,
I like
yeah,
folk. Do you like Emmylou Harris?
I do. I
I do
love
too.
Emmylou.
She's
I
I
got
would
to take my girl to see Hudson Westbrook. He's an up and coming country artist, so that was fun. So,
Yeah, I like that folk music kind of stuff.
yeah.
That's my thing. I mean, I like kind of everything, but I love that kind of stuff. Of course, my favorite band though was Pearl Jam. So,
Okay.
well,
You
I don't
can
know if
understand their stuff most of the time.
it's Eddie Vedder. I mean, I am hot
Yeah,
for Eddie Vedder. I mean,
yeah,
woo-hoo.
yeah. That's awesome.
So tell us how you started in this accounting profession. How did you get started?
Yes, so it's been a long journey, and I know I still have a long way to go. But I started when I was 17 working for my dad at his roofing company. So I came in, did all his AP, AR, and payroll. And, at the time, he was using, Peachtree, which I think is still around in
It's
some
called
way.
Sage now.
Yeah, Sage, exactly. And then he was using Quicken, and then the CPA would re-enter all of that into QuickBooks. And so I started there and then just was like, hey, Dad, we've got to move to QuickBooks. So we moved to desktop and then we moved to online eventually. And then I started having kids and was looking for a way to work from home. And then yeah, just started having more kids. I had 3, and every time I had a kid, it just seemed the business just kept growing. And I shared earlier, one of my biggest clients came from me sitting on a gymnastics floor and working on my computer while my daughter was at gymnastics, and someone came up to me and said, hey, my husband needs you desperately. And so we started working for them, and they're still with us, 10 plus years later. And so we've primarily grown by word of mouth. And
Mhm.
I hired my first employee about 7 years ago, and we've gone from one employee to now I have an operations manager and 4 full-time bookkeepers that work with me.
And
So
they work with you in an office with you.
yes,
They're
in
not remote. They all
no,
come and you all have coffee together in the morning.
yes, coffee, sometimes tequila, sometimes, we have happy hour every Friday. And I really love just the camaraderie of being in
Uh-huh.
person. We've talked about, hey, you could save so much money going remote. You wouldn't have to pay rent and, all the overhead. But I just can't get away from the collaborativeness of,
Right.
hey, we're all here together. I have this question. Can you help me real quick? And it is, it's efficient to just keep rolling and answer
Right.
those questions. So,
Plus you
yeah.
get your time when you leave the office, you can go home and enjoy your family.
Yes. When I first started working from home, my office was in our master bedroom, and I love work, so I had a really hard time turning it off and shutting the computer down. And I tell my husband, "Hey, I just got to do something really quick," and then he'd come back, 2 hours later. Hey, Phyllis. Hey, and I'm like,
Dinner.
oh my gosh, it's been 2 hours. I'm so sorry. And so the minute I was able to get that out of my master bedroom, it helped our lives a lot because it was
Great.
just we were growing, and it was really good. I had to learn a lot about boundaries and everything like that. So
We all have to learn that.
Yeah,
yes,
boundaries is a
yeah,
big thing.
That's one
Yep,
of the
it
big
really
yes.
is.
lessons we learn when we have to run our own practices.
Yes, yes. I wished I learned it sooner, but I
Don't we
had
all?
clients that definitely help you learn real quick, how to have boundaries. So
Yes.
So you started on QuickBooks Desktop,
yes.
and then and you got your dad to move to online, and he was a contractor.
Yes. So the
So how
job
did you convince
costing,
him to go to
yeah.
online?
I think just the ease of it and being able to, because at the time I was still working from home, and just being able to access it from home. And then going to conferences, you'd go and you learn so much about QuickBooks. Because I started with QuickBooks Connect at the time. That was
Mhm.
the first conference I went to. And, you just kind of get inspired to make things better every time you go to a
Right.
conference. And so I was just like, hey, this is the way to go. And so I got him moved over. And so I would say now, out of the clients we serve, probably 90% of them are online, but we still do some desktop. Most of them connect through Right Networks or,
Okay, so they're on the server. I use
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
a great company.
yeah.
But don't you find when you get to the online and you log into desktop, you go, "Oh, this is clunky.
Yes. Yeah, it's so clunky, and it's like, yeah, so
Oh, I
manual.
can do this in
Yeah,
online. I can't do this in here. Oh, you
right.
mean I can't download
Yeah,
the bank? It's not. Oh, I mean, I have 2 clients that are still on desktop,
yeah,
and it's like, this, and he has credit cards. He uses credit cards a lot. Pays them off every month, but he
yeah.
gives me the paper statements.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Ah.
that's
So
Yeah.
I created a master spreadsheet where I just have to go blah, 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 blah,
Oh,
and it
nice.
looks things up. I mean, it's, I'm
Yeah.
and so it doesn't take long. But I think, gosh, if we were online,
It'd
I
be so easy.
I think you would save money because, you wouldn't have to pay me so much. And so my husband Hal goes, "What are you, nuts?"
Yeah.
Yes, but
That's where
tell
I went. Are you kidding me? No, no,
Right.
no. That's not the way it works.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I do love working in my online. But desktop is like a big puzzle, and it kind of keeps my brain
Yes.
fresh.
Yes. Yep. And
But boy,
how,
if we
yep.
went to online, in fact, it was funny. The CPA, the auditor says, "When are you moving to online?" And I'm
Right.
thinking, "Oh, the auditors are even saying it." Yeah, who for the auditors?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
I still struggle. When I was an early adopter of online, probably, let's see, 2010, maybe 2011. So I've seen it go through all of the updates, and I finally feel like CPAs are okay with it. like tax accountants, for the
Yeah.
longest time. It was like, oh, my CPA hates online,
That's
hates
because they
online.
don't know it.
Right. But now I feel like they're finally
Yeah,
there.
they're getting with the
So,
programs. CPAs and accountants are the last to adopt.
yes, they finally
Furthering
are getting
along.
with it. Yeah.
And your
The
dad was big
dinosaurs.
into job costing. He wanted the job costing because he
Yes.
used that with Save or Peachtree. So then
Right.
you moved to QuickBooks Desktop because it has great job costing.
Yes.
And then when
Yes.
you went online, you still use the job costing. A lot of people
Right.
think, well, there's no job. Yeah, there is if you know
Right.
what you're doing.
Right.
You know.
Yes. And even the payroll has evolved to include job costing, which is really nice. So it's definitely, you just got to roll with the changes. So, and adapt. So,
Exactly. Keeps you young.
There you go.
yes. Yep.
Keeps
Yeah.
you young. So, do you have any main types of industries that you service? Is it construction or any kind?
Yes. So, I mean, we've never done the whole niche out. I've really, really been tempted over the last probably 6 months, but we primarily professional services and construction. So we don't do a lot of manufacturing, inventory, that type of thing. A few restaurants, but not very many. So.
So, what's your tech stack? What other than QBO? What other tech do you use?
I'm a keeper lover.
Keeper
So,
lover.
yes, Anna actually hooked me up with Keep. Anna has great ideas. But Anna introduced me to Keeper, and so we adopted it a year ago in May and haven't looked back. We were doing teamwork before, I think was the name of it, and Keeper just makes my bookkeepers better bookkeepers. Like it makes me
And
better.
why do you say that? What
Yeah.
about that makes them? What do you like about it best?
Yeah, I think the month end close, and I know QuickBooks has it or had it. It's not near to me as thorough as Keeper. And just, pausing to check all of the things, especially the categorization inconsistency. That's like one of my pet peeves. Like, we did it this way the last 9 months. Why are we
Right.
doing this 1 month different? I mean, just that alone is like golden. And then, of course, the 1099 prep, like that we were doing it so manual before where we literally, this came from a friend of mine. She's like, hey, I put green check mark emojis in the vendor name. And then we put red X's for anyone we don't have a 1099 for that we need a 1099 for. And that, when you get a new client, that's so manual. And it just took so much time. And so with
Right.
Keeper, it's just, it's great. So much better. So
you have your SOPs in there too, so anybody can come in and follow them.
yes, we do. We host those in Google Drive, but we link them to. There's my operations manager saying,
Hello, Alicia.
Was that? I figured they were a Phyllis fan, so I had to put them up there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Google, we host them in Google Drive, and then we link them to the task. So that's but we don't have the actual document in Keeper.
Oh, so I didn't know you could do that. So you link. Oh yeah, well you can put in links. Duh.
Yes, in the description. Yep. So like
Yeah.
especially for the, non-month end close like payroll or
Yes.
accounts receivable.
Click here, do this. Great
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, I have them within Keeper. I never thought to put them in a Google Drive. Thanks for that tip.
Yes, yes. And so we do a lot of cross training because one of our like differentiators that makes us different is every one of our clients has a dedicated account manager. And
Mhm.
so anytime they're out, we have a backup account manager. And of course I have my operations manager. But SOPs are like they're a game changer, but man,
Yes.
Yep.
they are they're a beast, and I think like Joe Woodard talked about Scribe at one of the first scaling
Right.
I went to. So we love Scribe. We love SOPs, but it's a heavy lift to get those keeping them current and then making sure you get set on the right
We have to revamp them now with all the new.
Yes, and anytime Keeper changes something or
Yeah.
QuickBooks changes something,
Right.
so it's not an easy easy thing. But when I first started, it was just me, so it was all in my head,
your head.
and I wish starting, I wish if I had to do this all over again, I would start with SOPs from the beginning, because that was such a huge transition from going from one employee, to 6 employees. And it's like, well, it's in my head. Let me teach you how to do it. And so I teach people and they wouldn't remember. And then I had to
Right.
show them 10 more times. It's like, no, we've got to write this down. So SOPs are life changing. That we got
And you
to
just start with one. Those of you that have never done it, just start with one.
Yeah.
And all
Yeah.
you do is, as you do it, type it out. As you do it, type it out. Or use the Scribe, which is
Yeah.
free,
Yeah.
and it'll capture your screen stuff. But I think a lot of times as a count, I got to write every SOP. No, just write one.
Right. Just write one. Start
Just
with
write
one.
one, and then write 2.
Yes.
And I love them because, like, when I do sales tax, I do a sales tax for a lot of people. Okay,
Right.
this is how this one is. I have to remember nothing.
Right.
I wrote it down.
So tailored to each client. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Because, like, what did that David Allen, who was at Scaling this past year, says you can
Mhm.
only remember 4 things.
Right. Write it down.
Yeah. Oh, I thought there was something
So,
wrong with me. Okay,
yes.
I'm normal. So
Yes.
I write it down so I don't have to
Yeah.
look it up.
Yeah, and we just recently added our email to Keeper because that was another thing, just task and keeping track of task. And so one thing we just made in Keeper was we added our accounts inbox, and now we make every email a task, because we were getting to a point, when you have that, when you have 90 plus clients and you've got all these emails coming in,
Right.
it's like it's very easy, things get lost. So we just added that in Keeper, and that's been a life changer.
So
We
are you
also
a Microsoft or Google shop?
we're Google. Yep, we're G Suite.
Yay.
Now, do you have one
Yeah.
email address for the Keeper, the client email, like info@yourfirm.com, or do they?
Yes. It's accounts. Yeah, we use accounts. And then we do have a dedicated payroll, because we service about 30 payroll clients, I think. And so we just found, like, anything payroll related, just send it there, just because it's, usually more time sensitive, or we just didn't want it to get lost. So we do have a dedicated payroll. And then we're actually in the middle of switching everything to Anchor. Yeah, we're doing that transition right now. I'm looking forward to that because, there's the onboarding feature where you can sign an Anchor and then it exports to Keeper. And I think, anytime you can get efficient and faster, that needs to happen, because right now it's very manual, and I use QuickBooks Online sales receipts, and I use this program called PandaDoc, and they don't talk
I know
to
PandaDoc. They don't talk to
Yep,
you.
I know them too. Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. So we're trying to go live October 1st with Anchor, to have
Now,
that.
are you having to send out new agreements to all of your clients to get them involved with Anchor?
No, so if we already have a signed agreement and nothing's changing, you can just accept it on behalf of the client, because we just say reference previous agreement. And so it's only for the ones that we don't have
the new ones.
an agreement. Yeah, the new ones. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So, boy, you really seem to have it all under control.
I don't know about that. Some weeks, it's crazy, but I definitely couldn't do it without my team. They are amazing. So very
Now,
thankful.
I do know you told us before that you are a member. You found out about us through your friend Anna. Anna was on our guest two weeks ago.
Yes.
And you're a member of a club. What's the name of the club?
Yes, so I don't know if a club's the right word, but just we're a group. We call ourselves the Badasses. So we met, I think it was in 2020, maybe 2019. We've talked about the date before, but I cannot remember. Anna probably knows. But we met, and then I think it must have been 2019 because COVID hit, and we started meeting weekly. On a weekly basis, just the 4 of us getting together, and we did weekly Zoom calls. We would sometimes do book club where we would read a book together, and just having a great group to come to when you have questions like, hey, this client's doing this, what do I do? But it really grew into something more. We know each other's there you go. Anna knows 2019. Yeah. So, and so we've evolved, and we don't meet weekly anymore, but there'll be part of our lives, for the rest of our lives. And Anna and I have become closer as time goes on, and we room together at Scaling New Heights and all the conferences that we go to. So.
Because she made you sign up for Bookkeeping Buds too, right?
She did make me sign. No, she didn't make me. It was actually the fireworks crews that hooked me. No, it was one of those things like, hey, I just, I need a community where I
Right.
can ask questions, and I had a life event that happened a couple years ago that kind of made me slow down a lot, and in 2023, and so. I honestly, for 2023 and 2024, I was like, I don't really want to know anybody new. And the badasses stayed with me, and Anna stayed with me. And then I told her, I was like, I'm finally ready to start connecting with people. Like, even being on today's show, like, I wouldn't have done this a year ago just because I was not ready to kind of talk to people. So now I'm ready, and
Yeah.
I did the bookkeeping buds and got to meet a lot of y'all in Florida, and that was great. And then doing this with you guys. So, and I'm going to Anchor Amplified in a few weeks in Austin, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think like my friend Valerie's going to be there. I don't know who's going to Texas one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you all the names, but there's like 5 or 6, that are
Yeah,
known.
yeah.
So.
That's cool. I wish they didn't come to Florida, so.
Oh man. Maybe
Cinco.
next time, right?
So
Yeah.
you did mention conferences, so you do like attending conferences. Which ones have you gone to?
So primarily QuickBooks Connect and Scaling New Heights. Bridging the Gap is on my list, and Reframe. And since I am a mom of 3, I don't get to go to as many as I'd like. But
You should go to more because let
right?
them.
Yeah. Say
Or
bye.
vacations.
Right.
They know how much they value mom.
Yeah. They do. They're great. My husband and my kids are great. And then I also I'm a member of the American Businesswomen Association, and they have their annual leadership conference, and I go to that every year. It's in Portland, Maine this year, so I'm looking
Oh,
forward.
that's where Alicia lives. Didn't it?
No, she lives in Oregon. That's the other Portland. Other side of the country.
Oh, Portland, Maine. You're going to.
Portland,
Yeah.
Maine. Yes.
Oh, I
So
love
I've
it.
never been up there, so I'm
love
looking forward
It's
to
so
it. It's in
pretty up there.
November, so I'm a little worried about the snow, but it'll be okay.
Oh,
We
you'll
don't
be
have snow in Texas.
Oh, you get to wear warm clothes and nice sweaters.
Right? And not sweat when I wear them, hopefully. So
Go to yard sales while you're up there and find a coat.
there you go. Yes, I bet they have some good ones. So
That's great. So let's see what else. Any other questions you have, Donna?
No, we're good, but I just want to know what you've got going on with your team in your office. You've got SOPs. You've got all these things going on exciting, but what more exciting things do you have planned going into the 2026?
That's a good question. So we are really trying to grow our, not to sound like a broken wheel, but our advisory services. So we are looking at, so right now I'm kind of the only one that does it, just from, I've got 20 years experience and trying to train people up to be comfortable enough to have people with conversations, to have conversations with clients,
Right.
which I remember when I first started, it'd be like they'd ask me things and I'd be like, I don't know, but I will find the answer for that, and so, or let me check on that for you. And so that's kind of our next move. We just finished a great, all my bookkeepers are certified, which, that QuickBooks Online certification is what it is. But so we complement that. We did a whole course with color accounting, which was great. And then we're looking at doing CFO advisory. I think it's through the CFO project. So that's kind of our next thing. And I mentioned the anchor transition. That's huge. And then, of course, Keeper 1099 season. It's going to make it great.
It's coming up.
Great. But it's going to be awesome because we've got Keepers. So we are changing that too. We went from, we've been using QuickBooks for that, but we've just kind of gotten to a point where we're frustrated with that whole process and the billing, and it's just complicated. So we've changed that process to where we're going to use, I think it's tax 1099. So
Yeah, because I think
Yeah.
'cause I would go there directly. Now Keeper
yes,
interfaces with it directly.
yes, it exports. Yeah, you can upload a CSV.
I mean,
So
having done 1099s when we used to type them, because I'm old enough,
yes,
we would
yeah,
get the paper, have to buy the paper from Office Depot
yep,
and
Uh-huh.
type it in and made sure you had all the copies to get the red
yes,
copy on the front to mail off.
yes. I never
Yeah.
had to do that, but yeah, I feel that pain, man.
And then we went to TurboTax Home and Business. You could do
Okay,
1099s with that. We would type them in every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, then I thought, well, let's use QuickBooks Online. And then it was okay. I mean, it kept getting better. And
right.
then when I just go, what, Track 109 or Tax 10? I think it's Track 10.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, yeah.
I
I
thought,
forget
oh
what it's
my
called.
God, look at this.
It's like so
Yeah.
far above everything else. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so easy
Yeah.
now.
So
Right.
before
Yeah.
it was like, I remember we were on desktop, Mary and I, and we have one client that has over 200 1099s.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So she started, and this was the client she worked on. So of course I'm helping her out. So I worked on it over the weekend, got them all pretty much caught up. And we were, of course, you have to know how. He's a cheap accountant.
Yeah.
Well, can't you just back up the desktop file and restore it on the other computer?
Oh
Yeah,
man.
okay.
No.
Yeah.
So that's what we were doing. It was called SneakerNet.
Oh
So
my gosh.
we would back it up and put our sneakers on and walk over to the other office and restore it. So I'm working on it over the weekend. I went to see a client Monday morning. She walks in on Monday morning, didn't realize that I had been working on it all weekend. So she
Oh my
starts
gosh.
working on hers. Now we have two separate files.
Yep.
Oh no. Yep.
And I said to Hal, we are getting the server.
Yeah. No more of that.
Now everything I did all weekend is gone. Well, can't
Oh
you
my
just
gosh.
combine them? Because he doesn't understand how anything.
Right. Right.
No, you cannot.
No.
You know,
Gosh.
you cannot.
Man. Wow.
Well, I mean, in fact, it was funny.
Right.
The other day I was cleaning out my files, and I found the notebook where we kept all of the W-9s
Yep.
in paper.
Oh gosh.
I said, shredder time. Let's go
Right.
to the shredder.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so we took it all to the shredder. It was fun.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
what, we might need these one day. They're all scanned now. They're all up in the cloud.
Right.
You know, what do I need the paper for? You know, we can get rid of all these filing cabinets and all this other kind of crap.
Yes.
You know, take
Man.
it to the melter guy. You'll get some money for the, 'cause
Right.
No
filing
paper.
cabinets anymore.
I have no paper rule in my house.
Yeah,
We
no
don't have
paper.
filing cabinets. I don't even have a printer anymore. Don't need
Yeah.
one.
That's
No
great.
paper.
Oh, I
We
have a
No
still-
printer.
paper.
Hal likes
Yeah.
a printer. He prints it out and he puts it on my desk, which then I scan to put it back in the computer.
Man. We still print paper checks, so that is definitely we'll have client, because of the contracting and construction world, they
Yeah, look
still
at Bill. You got to go to Bill.
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah, I love Bill, but can they do paper checks in person? Like,
Yeah,
'cause
they
they're-
can mail out checks.
They'll
Yeah.
mail them, but not in person.
That's the right check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Friday afternoon's payday and people want to take it to the bank. So maybe
I always
someday.
tell them, get on direct deposit because then they don't have to stand in line at the bank.
Right.
And they'll get money like that morning, so you can have them work harder and then it's
Yes. Right. I try to convince people, but I have one guy that's been working for my dad for 40 years, and I'm like, dude, you have three paychecks you haven't cashed. Can you please?
I
switch
know.
to
Yeah,
direct
this
deposit?"
is how I do it. I go,
Yeah.
"You pay paychecks you haven't cashed. I guess we're paying you too much. I'm cutting your
Right.
pay.
Right.
What do you mean? Well, apparently you don't
Yeah.
need the money.
Right.
So here's the
Yeah.
deal. Get on
Yeah.
direct deposit because it actually costs us more money to write paper checks.
Right. Yep.
And then
Exactly.
when you
Yep.
put it in the wash, you got to write another one.
Yep.
Or somebody worse, they what's that called? They wash it where
They literally wash the check and then
they
it's
take out the money and
fraud.
they put it
Oh
in.
yeah,
make
we've
fraud.
had to switch to positive pay for a ton of our clients because
Exactly.
the
Really.
fraud is so bad. So,
Really.
but someday,
Someday.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming.
right?
We just make it mandatory for everyone. In my world, I just advise my clients, make it mandatory. There are no
Right.
other options.
Right.
Right.
And it
Right.
works.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So anything else you want to share with us? This has been a great 30 minutes. It's been really a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
know.
time flew by. No, I think y'all know what you need to know about me, and I've had a great time getting to speak with both of you guys. So,
Well, this was great. We want to thank you for taking your time this afternoon in your busy schedule with 3 kids, a husband, and 5
yes,
employees,
yes.
to come and spend a half hour with Donna and I. This has been great. So any last words, Donna?
No, thank you so much. It was so great getting to know you over this time. And I look forward to seeing you at
Yeah,
Skilly Heights next
yeah, we'll
year.
be
Yes.
scaling, so make sure you
We'll
come up and
definitely be
give us a
there.
hug.
Apparently, we were adjacent to you at the fireworks thing that went awry.
Yeah, we were at
This
the
Yes.
time we'll
fireworks
make
thing
sure.
too.
Yeah. We're,
Yeah. Yes. Well, I
so
look
this time
forward
we'll
to
make
seeing.
sure.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Well, until next week or Thursday. We'll see you Thursday. We got a guest
Thursday.
on
We have a
Thursday.
special Thursday episode this week.
Oh,
So
good.
join us
Awesome.
All right,
then.
great. All
All
right. See you
right.
next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.